Let's take a walk through Prague in the early 1900s. It's a nice autumn evening. The sun has just set behind one of the city's 9 hills, coloring the waters of the Moldova River in warm tones of orange and yellow. The Jewish quarter is still vibrant. Walking across the cobblestone streets near the Old Town Square, you can see people going home after a long day of work. Some kids are running late for dinner, retailers closing down their shops. If you look up, you can see the windows illuminated by the candles inside. Let's zoom in on one of these windows. There's a man sitting on an old chair, carefully writing a letter with pen and ink. Here's what he is saying. I am at Assicurazioni Generali. I nourish the hope of sitting one day on chairs in far-flung countries, looking out of the office windows onto sugarcane fields or Muslim cemeteries. And the insurance branch interests me greatly. I'm Jennifer Clark. I am a journalist, and I've always been passionate about great stories. This is a story that is 190 years old. It is the story of Generali and how it has always been a life partner for its clients, for global communities, and for those who are in need, with a spirit of constant innovation and sustainability. It's a story that comes a long way into the future. This is 190 Years of Future. Episode 6, Lifetime Partners. This young man, he's in his 20s, is Franz Kafka, but at the time he has not yet become the famous author that we know and love today. He's still just a clerk. He was hired by Generali on October 1, 1907, and he works in the life insurance department here in Prague. These precious letters are stored in Generali's historical archive in Trieste, together with Kafka's job application, the acceptance letter, and his handwritten curriculum vitae. The words we have just heard, from a letter written to his friend Hedwig Weiler, provide us with the image of a young man who finds the insurance sector fascinating and who is dreaming of traveling the world and seeing magical places thanks to this profession. He learns to love his job and he dedicates himself to it fully. But sadly, because of his precarious health and his critical relationship with bureaucracy, evoked in his masterpieces, The Metamorphosis and The Trial, he will never be able to reach his dream, to become an agent, the stimulating job he was looking for, and that would have allowed him to travel the world. Kafka's story made me curious to look through Generali's archives for more stories about its agents and their role in its 190-year history. Its archives are bursting with stories about agents whose close relationship with clients and knowledge of the market resulted in the innovation that kept Generali in the forefront of the industry for generations. Take Wilhelm Lazarus, for example. He joined Generali in Hamburg in 1845 when he was still underage. At that time, even though insurers had relied on data since the 18th century, the numbers were not as reliable or as elaborate as they are today. Without data on people's lifespans, for example, it was impossible to provide life insurance. Lazarus and Vitali Laudi, a manager in the life insurance sector, used scientific methods to analyze data from England to create Generali's first actuarial table back in 1877. These tables are crucial for insurers because they enable them to calculate the chances of someone's mortality, therefore accurately pricing an insurance risk. Mazzino Levi is another agent whose story is worth sharing. He worked as an agent several years before Lazarus and Laudi, but he shaped Generali's future by innovating just as well. His portrait in the archive captures him in mid-thought, looking up from his desk, his intelligent brown eyes pondering his next word as he writes with a feather quill pen. He joined Generali as an agent in Padua, near Venice, and in 1837 was promoted to Secretary General in Trieste. His experience as an agent in the field certainly helped him lead Generali into new businesses, such as insuring conscripts, hail insurance, commercial credit, pension funds, and mortgage guarantees. He also expanded the insurer into new international markets. This remarkable man lifted the technical standards of Generali's insurance business while at the same time acting as a link between the rank and file employees and agents. These stories from different times are very fascinating, but I don't want to create the perception that agents were only innovative in the past. This job has changed dramatically over the years. Today, insurers became what Generali calls lifetime partners, people who take care of you through the hard times and the good times. You don't believe me? Starting in 2016, Generali launched the Global Agent Excellence Contest to discover and award its most innovative agents in terms of digital adoption, data collection, and new approaches to serving their customers. Over the years, it has evolved into a sort of flagship event for the around 100,000 agents in 25 markets that can take part across Europe, Latin America, and Asia. To be an impactful agent today, 3 criteria are necessary: digitalization, customer contact, and the ability to find new customers and keep them. But there's something else too, something maybe more intangible. It's a special ability that good agents need to have, which is a quality Generali calls being a lifetime partner. Isabelle Conner, Group Chief Marketing and Customer Officer, is the best person to explain how Generali's agents are evolving along with the marketplace. I asked her about what it means to be a lifetime partner.
At Generali, our agents are the face of the brand. They are the human bridge between the company and the client. And for us, lifetime partner agents are professional advisors who know their clients extremely well. They know the family, the business. They're expert advisors who help protect and assist clients by offering tailored advice and personalized solutions. But they also remove complexity. They help facilitate the claims. They translate the insurance jargon into words everyone understands. And they do this proactively, adapting their advice, the products and the services to each customer in their life journey. When you consider that Generali has 165,000 lifetime partner agents, we genuinely have a competitive advantage with all these men and women around the globe, and that makes us very proud.
Let's take a step back and look at the big picture. The agents we were talking about earlier were, of course, operating in a different context than, for example, this year's GAEC winner Carmen Martinez Rodriguez in Spain. She was singled out for her performance because of her unique approach, mixing both empathy and innovation. For a company that has been in business for 190 years, Carmen Martinez and Renso Vazquez, another awarded agent who we will meet in a moment, are clear examples of how the way Generali meets customer needs has changed. As we said before, there are a lot of stereotypes about insurance agents. I asked Carmen what they were.
In my opinion, the biggest stereotype that we face is that historically there's a concept about insurance agents that we're just trying to sell a policy to a client, just because we have to sell. Sometimes you talk to clients who are very disappointed with their previous experience with other agents, and therefore their distrust is considerable. For me, it's a challenge to get this customer to change their mind. Working in a different way and showing them this was indeed a stereotype, the opinion that they had about us. You can actually make them change their mind. I must humbly say that I do not always succeed, but I do have a high score, which is interesting and certainly very satisfying. My vision of what an agent should be and the function he should perform is to carry out a professional management focused on the client's needs, looking after his interests, listening to him, helping him out in the same way that we would all like to be helped out. It is very clear to me that this is the way to build customer loyalty and break stereotypes. Working with rigor, with professionalism, making the client's problems your own, being transparent and with a natural attitude. And above all, that everything you do is out of conviction. I believe this is the secret to achieve excellence in our profession.
Y sobre todo que lo que hagas sea por convencimiento, creo que es el secreto para alcanzar la excelencia en nuestra profesión.
These stereotypes are outdated because the agent's role is evolving along with the entire insurance industry. Customers want a different level of service now. Isabelle Conner can explain these changes for us.
Well, insurance has always been very local. When you think of Generali Italia, we have agencies in every small town, and they're strategically located with agents firmly rooted in the communities. And over the years, that's how agents grew their business, one customer at a time. But more recently, market forces, technology have created disruption. And today, consumers are experiencing so many brands outside of the insurance sector. Brands that deliver effortless, personalized, 24/7. I'm thinking of Amazon, Apple, Deliveroo, IKEA, brands that really work. And so consumers expect insurers to step up and deliver similar, seamless, 24/7 omni-channel experiences. So as a result, agents are increasingly digitalizing. They're shifting their focus from price matching to trying to add value by personalization, services, and the strong human relationship. So today's agents have to evolve. They've got to go move beyond a single product sale, and they need to be even more knowledgeable across a broad range of topics. Yes, being a lifetime partner agent is complex. So they need to have excellent listening skills, the ability to understand and interpret the customer's needs, but also offer the right solution for each stage of the customer's life. And we believe that this shift to advisory, combined with the adoption of digital tools, makes agents a formidable force to be reckoned with. And it's also brought great pride and recognition to the role of the agent.
Right. Picking up on what Isabelle Conner just said, customers today expect the same sort of experience they get by shopping at Amazon when it comes to picking an insurance policy. That's why 82% of Generali agents have the know-how and the tools to onboard and service their customers remotely. They can issue paperless policies or process payments digitally and manage claims online. Carmen Martinez explains how this works.
In recent times, and especially during these long pandemic times, there is a very different way of communicating that is advancing like wildfire, and that is digitalization. We have evolved in a very few years from making an application, a policy, and even a receipt with a paper contract, to digitizing absolutely everything, even the way of contacting the client. I remember when I started my career at Generali, only about 8 years ago. A customer interview consisted of a few brochures, papers, and filling out all the applications by hand.
Today, within the group, Generali has 45,000 agents with their own personal website and has 13,000 agents who are actively leveraging social media platforms. And of course, branches also use digital technology to be smarter and better equipped than in the past. If you're an agent, you love people, and that's the starting point. Today's agents use Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn to promote thought leadership on lifestyle and prevention topics. Customer relationship management tools give agents the ability to have a 360-degree view of what each customer needs, and therefore helps them suggest a next step. It's natural that a new generation of agents at Generali, like Renso Vazquez in Buenos Aires or Carmen Martinez Rodriguez in Spain, are using these sorts of digital tools to reach out to customers. Renso Vazquez in Buenos Aires in Argentina recently won the Generali Young Lion Award in April 2021 for young talents. So I asked him what makes this new generation so different from previous ones.
I think that the new generation of agents bring an important change in the way of communicating with our clients, with the world. We live in the digital age, so the new agents brought a revolution in the way we connect with our customer. We can serve the client no matter the distance where they are. Technology and data have been the engine of all this change. They have allowed us to expand beyond our physical workplace. We are connected all the time with our clients. The distance is not a problem today. Speed, comfort, and efficiency. The best change is fantastic.
Technology is important, but let's not get sidetracked by it. As always, technology is a tool, not a goal in and of itself. The idea of an agent being a lifetime partner is definitely about relationships. When it comes to their insurance agent, or insurance in general, what do people want? A Generali study shows that 81% of consumers are actively searching for an insurance advisor, an expert, and 69% of consumers would consolidate all their policies if they found someone they trusted and who they felt was knowledgeable about tailor-made advice. Let's ask Isabelle Conner what sort of skills agents need these days to really be effective.
They need to continue to showcase 3 key competencies. The first one is they've got to know their customers deeply. Number 2 is an advisory mindset. We're really moving from product push to advice. We often speak about a financial doctor, and I think that's a good analogy because the doctor first diagnoses, then customizes the prescription. And in insurance, it's exactly the same. Each customer is unique. Hence, we must facilitate personalized advisory consultations and then provide personalized solutions. And do it at least once a year. It's also a very important concept to do it as often as possible because customers' lives evolve, there are changes, they get married, they have kids, things happen, and we need to make sure that as a lifetime partner, we are always current. And then the third competency is about building lifetime partner relationships. Trust takes time to build, but when an agent consistently anticipates customers' needs, consistently takes ownership, is proactively reaching out to show just how much they care, they inevitably become the lifetime partner to that client. And that's an irreplaceable asset. And that's why we say that our agents are the soul of the Generali brand.
Let's try and understand what building this relationship of trust means for agents on the ground.
Each client is different with different needs. For that reason, starting from scratch with a potential client, I make a personalized and global study of his entire business, presenting him with a proposal that has to be explained and defended. For me, it's the most exciting part. It's the most motivating part. And well, after this work of learning and dedication to my clients, one of the most satisfying aspects is also when the client values my management, feels supported and cared for by me, and transmits it to me.
The agents we've gotten to know today, from past and present, are the soul of the Generali brand, as Isabelle Conner says. And their stories demonstrate how the company has never stopped innovating in its 190-year history and continues to do so today, as businesses and customers make a digital transition. The secret here is to get the balance right between the physical world and digital assets. These are the skills Generali agents need right now. I asked Isabelle Conner how Generali is supporting this phygital shift.
And so we're working on 4 fronts. The first is training. Secondly, we're investing in tools to support our agents in the advisory process and to make those tools as interactive and engaging for both agent and client. Thirdly, we're revisiting the value proposition, so the products and the services. We want them to be as flexible and modular so that the agents can tailor them to each of their customers' needs in their life stage. And fourthly, incentives. We need incentives that help drive the change.
Isabelle Conner's analogy of financial doctor is a good way to think about Generali's agents. They build a relationship based on trust and communication, and one that hopefully is long-term. Like a doctor, they try to sort out what kind of advice you need to be at your best. Technology is important because the benefits it provides in terms of access to services, but it can't replace that personal relationship, that human bridge between Generali and its customers. A personal relationship of trust that rests on a foundation of 190 years of history, thanks to the hard and zealous work of people like young Franz Kafka, Wilhelm Lazarus, or Mazzino Levi, and continues to being built today, thanks to people like Carmen Martinez and Renso Vazquez, and that will continue in the future, thanks to the next generations of young agents around the world. You have been listening to 190 Years of Future, a podcast written by me, Jennifer Clark, and realized by Cora Media for Generali. The account producer is Anna Nenna, research by Antonella Sarecchia, editorial supervision by Sara Poma for Cora Media, recording and sound design by Frigo Studio. Dubbing for this episode by Tracy Waters.